So why do Manchester City fans feel the need to abuse Manchester City players on Twitter, X, and other forms of social media? So recently we've had Edison getting abuse on Twitter/X, and when I say abuse, I mean death threats, including against his family. And what was that for? Because of errors in the Club World Cup. And as soon as there's a sniff of a new transfer of a Costa coming in. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I want Costa. Right, let's abuse this player. Let's abuse him. Let's abuse him. Let's get him out. Let's try and force this decision." Why do we do that as a fan base? Kyle Walker last season, fair, fair. He had a bad time in the season. He deserted us, but racial abuse. It's not just about poor performance alone. It's racially. It's just abusive in general. And look what happened. He went to AC Milan. And then because he left and went to AC Milan, we were all saying, "Oh, I can't believe you abandoned us halfway through the season." Well, if I was a footballer and I was getting abused, I'd be thinking, well, they don't respect me anymore. They don't deserve me. And granted, he was making mistakes, but we can't forget what he's done here for 7 years. Phil Foden, last season, after all the accolades he won, last season, has a poor season. Criticism online. This isn't going to help. How is this going to help? How is that going to help a player who's mentally unstable become mentally stable again? It's not. And just because he wanted to do a bit of fishing, and just because he's got kids with the missus, it's no excuse. He was probably feeling a bit low because of how the season was going, and he just couldn't get back into form. He also had an ankle problem. But to receive abuse online, if anybody thinks that's going to help, they're having a laugh. That ain't helping no one. Raheem Sterling, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, racist abuse on Instagram, monkey emojis after fluffing the Champions League. How is that going to help? Again, why do we insist as a fan base on going after these ballers? And is it their fault? Is it their fault for being on Twitter, X, Instagram? Is it their fault that they're on there? Well, not really, no. Because if they're on there, that means they want to interact and they want to see stuff like we see. And yeah, maybe some are on there just to snoop and see if anyone's saying anything bad about them. But they have every right, just like we do, they do. Except we're not getting abused online. They are. Jack Grealish, a couple of years ago, was targeted just because he's a big name, just because of his transfer to City. Obviously, Villa fans wouldn't have been happy. But again, why? He comes to City. The first sort of insight he has into City, he's thinking, "Oh, I've come here and I've got abuse." I'm not saying that affected his performance. There was other things that affected Jack's performance. But as a fan base, can we just not? Can we just stop? As a fan base, can we sign players and let them be, let them play, without trying to crush their mentality? What happens if Edison goes to play with Brazil, and we go in for a young Brazilian Donny? Edison's left City at that point. He says, "Nah, mate, don't go there. You mess up once, that's it. They're in for you. You mess up twice, they're going for you. You'll get racist abuse online. You'll get death threats. Don't go there, mate." Where do they go? They go to United, or they go to Liverpool, or they go to Tottenham, or they go to Arsenal. And I'm not saying that abuse isn't in those fan bases as well, but we need to be better. We need to be better. And I'm not saying that will help the transfers, but it's not as if we need help not getting players. We've had our fair share that we couldn't get hold of. Our Rices, our Bellinghams. I'm glad we didn't get Bellingham anyway, to be honest, PR merchant. But I'm glad. There's plenty of players that, City could have had that we didn't end up getting. But that's all I got today. Little short video. Stop the abuse. It's better for the mentality of the players. You'll see that on the pitch. Like the video, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.